It's funny that you introduced me as a tap dancer because I was sitting there thinking my father always said, never follow a music act. You can't make this stuff up. Welcome to these great, I think I'm sort of required to say something unacceptable right away. So I will say these great fan-fucking-tastic How many of you have been with us at least once before? Okay, so kind of look around and see folks who don't have their hands up, okay? And, those are the people you are the host for. And you are in charge of helping them turn this into an organizing meeting. And our hope is that because you have made people's lives so much better by being here, that your life will be a little bit better because you were here. We hope that you will meet a new friend, find a new fact, have a new idea, publish a new book, have a new love affair. We want to make your life better. So that's why I get up here and to break the ice by saying a few unsayable things, so you feel okay about saying unsayable things. And I just want to do a small sampling of the people in the room who you will not meet in the program, but you must meet, okay? So this is the appetizer. I'm the appetizer. You're supposed to keep right on eating your appetizer, okay? Now, I think really that we have spirits in this room this year because various things have happened. I think Harriet Tubman, who is going to be on the new $20 bill replacing Jackson, Mr. Indian Killer. So we're glad. I'm a little worried though because they say she may not get there until 2030. So we have to work on speeding it up. I think Hamilton stayed on the $10 bill because Hamilton is on Broadway. But we can also welcome the spirits of Stanton Anthony and Sojourner Truth, who will be on the back of the 10 with Hamilton on the front. I think Jane Addams is in the room too, courtesy of her biographer, Lucy Knight. And also, since she's now working on the Grimke sisters, they're here too. Also the spirit of the very much alive Ruth Ginsburg, courtesy of Irene Carmen, who co-authored the notorious RBG. It makes me so happy to go on campus and see posters, Ruth Ginsburg is a badass. Now, there's Ambassador Ms. Shabazz here, and every time I call her Ms. Shabazz, I feel like I've inflicted it on her, but she insists to me that her mother, her parents, everybody called her Ms., okay? So she's here, and I'm very honored she's here, and I like to think that the spirits of Betty and Malcolm are perhaps now, I have to say there's one person who isn't here and who's never come to one of our benefits. I don't know why. His name is Donald Trump. But I bring him up because I notice there is a new evidence of equality in the air. Because he so constantly rates women and berates good ones like Rosie O'Donnell, I notice that women have begun to rate him. Barbie doll hair, a sun lamp pink tan with cucumber circles over the eyes. And every once in a while, when his expensive jacket swings open, a gelatinous mass. He's not even a 1. Of course, he was born on third base, and he thinks he had a home run. But he may find out what real equality feels like. Fortunately, there are men in this room, each of whom, all by himself, makes up for Trump. First, Tom Watson, our great Ms. Foundation board member. Mike Campbell, who with his wife Katie Campbell wisely guided Ms. to become what it is today. Bert Pogrebin, partner of our co-founder Letty, who has kept us sane all these years with his funny and compassionate comedy routines about our history. There's Wade Davis. Check out his partnership with the Ms. Foundation on Black Men and Feminism. Great, great, great content, Black Men and Feminism. And also thanks Seth Rosen and Jacob Gertz. After witnessing the lack of feminist children's books for their daughter Sarah, they donated feminist books to the New York City public school libraries. And Harville Hendricks, whose writing and teaching helps us create equal relationships. Actually, I think you'd be safe in guessing that all the men here deserve terminal gratitude. There's also Kevin Maynard, the opera singer. Yeah. Sing. Oh, I heard that. Whoa, what a voice. Oh, God. But to learn about male allies everywhere in action and in scholarship, see Michael Kimmel. His National Center for the Information on Pro-Feminist, Anti-Racist Activism is key to all of us. Given this political season, we badly need comedy. For that, see Lisa Lampanelli and Sashir Zamata. And also see Caroline Hirsch, a former Ms. board member whose Caroline's Comedy Club helps women gain the power to make people laugh, which is also a power, and helps us laugh our way to the revolution. For feminism in TV and movie land, besides an awardee you're going to meet, see pioneer writer-director Donna Deitch or Judith Helfland of Chicken and Egg. In the program, you'll meet our founding president, Marie Wilson, but for any questions about how we got here, find also past presidents Anika Rahman and Sarah Gould are here. And Sarah is working on a school for organizers at Smith and pioneering the use of history in organizing. See Pat Carbine, who co-founded Ms., and not just the magazine, but Ms. she co-founded. And also Joanne Edgar, who now is helping poverty policy become better. Not to mention Essence and Ms. editor Marcia Gillespie, see her somewhere. Marissa Navarro, our great past board member who knows everything scholarly and activist about feminism in Latin America. For questions on up-to-the-minute activism, see Vivian Labaton of Make It Work. See Pat Eng of the New York Women's Foundation, Jamia Wilson of Women Action in the Media, Erin Velarde of Vote Run Lead, Lois Utley of Raising Women's Voices, and Lori Edelman, whose feministing ensures a safe space for young feminists. Also, Ra Young of the Third Wave Foundation for gender justice organizing. And as we are learning, the world doesn't have to be divided into two kinds of people, those who divide the world into the two kinds of people and those who don't. We can all be together as human beings. You can also meet Eloisa Melendez, the youngest city council member in Norwalk, Connecticut, who just was elected to her second term, and all that under the age of 22. Or Julia Rosenblatt, whose new musical, Gross Domestic Product, this is a musical, Gross Domestic Product, includes the song, If I Could Just Sit Down, an anthem for those who are doing it all. Or Rosemary Lopez, Premier Policy Wonk in Connecticut, who worked with Teresa Younger and is maybe 2 years later beginning to forgive us for stealing Teresa away from Connecticut. See Rashad Robinson, whose Color of Change innovates on the civil rights issues of right now. For digital savvy activism, also see Danielle Moody Mills, creator of Politini, to understand how the Ms. office brings its values home, see our local goddess, Beatrice Abreu. For how to show up in the media as your own true self, see Christine Yankee, great media coach. If I'd seen her first, I might not have got cut off on TV and been seen as saying that young women were motivated by sex when I was going for power. Also, see a new biography of the great Florence Kennedy, who had the deep answer for us all. The purpose of kicking ass is not that you get your ass kicked at the right time, but to keep your ass sensitive. I thank Melissa Harris Perry for showcasing great voices, like that of Salamisha Tillett, and for continuing to do this on Elle.com. See Bonnie and Jamie Schaefer for how to create a spa for heart, body, and politics, as well as supporting great social justice wherever they go, and also for letting me officiate at their wedding. And also thank them for hosting the wedding of Amy of the great band Betty, you just heard, and her partner Christy. And, you know, I did that ceremony too. I don't have a license to do this, but I will travel. Tell Barbara Finland your top op-ed ideas for the Women's Media Center, and for how to hang in there and do it all right, all the time, with heart and mind, with activism. See Helen Hunt, Lorene Arbus, Ann Delaney, Barbara Dobkin, Lauren Embry, Ellie Friedman. And for really hanging in there, see Dorothy Pittman Hughes, who is here as a surprise, I think, and for me, and we were each other's first speaking partners. And since we need to honor endings as well as beginnings, say thank you to the spirit of Mary Al-Wasil, whose legacy lives on in the Get in Touch Foundation. Thank you, Mary. Okay, this is just the appetizer. By my calculation, I've got about 10% of the great riches in this room, and be sure